Hey there, welcome back. So as many of you know, I have two great passions. One is for mindfulness and movement, which obviously very many videos of mine on this channel are about. And the other one is art. I'm an art historian and I have this beautiful exhibition space and gallery called Wildpalms. And I also love to collect art from artists that I cherish a lot. So one of the artists I wanted to present to you today is Jason Duval. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this painting behind me, because it's one of my favorite works of his. Jason Duval is an American artist based in New York and Buffalo. In fact, he recently opened a gallery in Buffalo where he has a focus on photography exhibitions, continuing his commitment to support contemporary art communities. This particular painting belongs to his 2018 series Interiors. Whenever someone asks me about a painting executed with true elegance, this is the one I think of first. Jason's work is deeply inspired by the intimate connection between space, the city, its architecture, and the people who move through the spaces. All the untold stories that accumulate and become part of the city's living memory. It's not the history found in great books, but a collective story, where chance encounters transform a street corner, a neighborhood, a city into something unique. One recurring thread in Jason's work is New York itself. Not the New York of Wall Street or the movies, but the New York of the artist-run galleries on 10th Street in the 1950s and 60s. Where independent spaces shaped the avant-garde and defined New York as the artistic capital of the world. Jason understands contemporary art, his history, deeply, and you can feel it in his work. This soft, fleshy pink, for example, reminds us of Philip Guston, who was once a central figure of the New York school before he broke with abstraction to paint his own raw, figurative language. One thing really special about this series and this painting is his connection with architecture, how he tries to dissect architecture in a two-dimensional space, and he works really very much with the body. So that's also why we like to hang this painting in a way that you can enter the space. So it really references very much with the body, and when you stand next to it, or when you think about Jason, for example, drawing a line, how your body would basically follow the line of the painting. And it's a really beautiful way for the viewer to connect with the work, that he can enter, physically feeling like he can enter the work. Another very significant aspect of his works is the idea of form and repetition. And it really reflects very much to the idea of skill. So Jason, who did a lot of really deep research on repetition and form from artists that were active in the 50s and 60s, he basically has his approach to work that he does a lot of pre-drawings and prints and basically creates these beautiful books which in the end lead to his paintings. So what you can see here a lot is the idea of the repetition of the form, and it really relates very much back to music. If you think about artists who practice, like musicians who practice hours every day, they really need to master the instrument, and from there this beautiful moment of improvisation can appear. So if you go ever to a concert or ever to a gig in a pub, for example, you know these musicians who are just really talented and skilled is because they really know how to master their instruments. And from there, the idea of improvisation comes back into the work, and this is what makes it so light and so airy, where you are able to have these open spaces next to the line, which is created by oil crayons, which you cannot correct. So it's something really that reflects back to his deep knowledge of art history. And this is, for example, one of the reasons I personally connect very much with the work, the idea of skill and improvisation, because since I work a lot with movement, it's really about practicing and mastering the skill and connecting with your body and knowing all the different angles, then how it feels like. And from there you can improvise your movement and you can connect with artists like Jason, for example, in a way where it's really personal. Thank you for letting me share this piece with you today. I hope it inspires you, as it does me, to pause for a moment and feel how art, like movement, can open up space inside of us, a space for curiosity, connection, and new stories to unfold.